town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
So it's Saturday morning and we are out. We got a handful of them to do today to finish out the week, and it's supposed to get up to 47 today, but it's a little bit breezy, but not nearly as that horrendous wind yesterday that made it freezing cold. Yeah, so we hit one already. It was a backyard, pretty decent sized backyard, but that's all we cut on that one. We only do the backyard, no weed whacking, nothing like that. We just cut the backyard. Been doing it for years. But anyway, so we knocked that one out. We went and checked on another one. That one's way too wet, which I figured it was gonna be. So now we're off to, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5, but maybe 6. I'm not sure. But either way, it ain't gonna take Billy and I no time to blast through these. So get them done, then we got the whole rest of the day to do whatever we want. Right? All right, let's go get something done. Well, it's only 1:30 and Billy and I are done. And turns out we had 8 of them we had to do. Actually 7, because the one we couldn't even touch. It was just too much of a swamp. But we did get 3/4 or better of the church done, which we didn't think, if you watch yesterday's video, we didn't think we'd even get that much of it done. But a couple little issues here. Now, if you guys don't know, these Toro Grandstands, and it's the same on the X-Mark Vantage I had, but they were a lot smaller. This little thing right here is called a reed, R-E-E-D, and the ones on the X-Mark were a lot smaller. I have a spare one in my toolbox I should probably give to Roscoe. But these little bolts, this is like a magnet, and there's wires that go to the back of this. And these have to be, these little bolts, if I move the controls up top, that bolt moves. See how it moves away from that magnet? It has to be even with it on both sides for it to start. If it's not, this thing will not start. So yesterday I had a couple issues where I was going forward and I let go of this one when I got to the end of my pass, and it stuck forward. It wouldn't come back. Well, I think this bolt is screwed over too far, and it kept catching on the edge here. Well, I went to start it at one of the properties today, and this thing wouldn't start for nothing. I dropped this back panel down, and turns out this was broke right off, and it was just hanging here by the wires. So my wife was around the corner, and I called her. She brought me super glue, and I super glued this thing right to the metal there. You see the bracket still bolted on there. Super glue it there so it wouldn't come off again. But I have to adjust this back. The problem is this handle moves back and forth, and it probably shouldn't. And there's a gap. You probably can't see it, but there's a gap right up in there allowing this to move. So I'm going to take this bolt out right here, and I'm going to put a washer in there so that it can't move. That way it keeps it far enough away from here. I could unscrew this and back it off some, but I don't want in the future for it to come back over and start hitting that and break that off again. These are made by Parker, same as the pumps, and I'm not sure how hard that is to get, but I know the ones for the X-Mark Vantage, it took me a long time to find a new set of those when one of them went bad. So for now, I'm going to take that bolt out, like I said, and put a washer up in there as a spacer to hold this away. And that's about it. This thing is still moving a lot slower than I want it to go. I'm not really sure what the deal is. I don't know if this cable here, see how it's worn there and there from where they hit the back of the pad? But these cables, here's the adjustments I was telling you about before, and I have them backed off as far as I can to go the fastest that they will go. So I don't know if I can just adjust these screws and bring these up more to shorten it even more so they go faster, or what. But I need to figure something out with this to make it go faster, because it's definitely, on regular lawns it's perfectly fine, but when I'm on big open properties, this thing is just way too small. So, or small, way too slow. Well, I can tell you something right now. This is loose on here, and I don't even know if these are the same length, the gaps in between. That might have something to do with it. I might see if I can adjust those, screw them in a little further or something to change the speed of this, because these controls are even up at top right now, and these rods look like they're different lengths. So I'm gonna mess with that and see if I can get that to change it all. But again, see this move back and forth? So I'm gonna put a spacer in there to stop that. So that's the end of mowing for today. We want to tell you from our family to yours, happy Easter. I will not be putting up a video tomorrow. It definitely doesn't feel like Easter with all this crap going on in the world today. We can't go and have big dinners with our families, and we always do a sunrise service at Fort Niagara at the old castle every Easter morning at like, was it 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning? It's early. It's why they call it sunrise service, and like 4 or 5 local churches all get together and they do it outside, and it's pretty awesome. It's usually pretty cold, but
I'm usually half awake by the time we get there.
Yeah, but it's pretty awesome. So we won't be able to do that. So it definitely doesn't feel like Easter, but either way, happy Easter from our family to yours. We hope everybody has a great day, however you plan on spending it. And so that's it. So make sure you hit that scribbity bobbity button.
No.
Did I say it?
Scribbob. You just messed me up and I completely...
I think I got it right that time.
No, it's scribibby.
Hit that scribbity bobby button. I got it.
I'm proud of you.
All right, we'll see you in the next one. Okay, that mower flies. I had the controls wrong. Must have been when I was screwing with it and I put it back together. I just mowed my front yard. I don't know how well you can tell, but it didn't really even need cut. So I just cut it at 2 3/4 and took the top off it, evened it out. But yeah, it flies. That thing's fast. So that makes me really happy. But one thing is for sure, every time I get on that thing, I love it more and more. I'm cutting grass thick and tall that I would double cut with everything, even the Walker B, and it's just fanning it out. That turbo force deck for up here in the Northeast is something to be reckoned with, and that's a fact.